So, what happens when a sports memorabilia business is driven less by, spreadsheets and more by just pure, unfiltered personality? Well, we're about to find out. We're going to explore Fat Hat Collectibles, a company where, honestly, the strong opinions and the passion for the community are just as valuable as the items they're selling. And wow, they do not waste any time making a statement. I mean, right on their homepage, they lead with the absolute holy grail of modern sports cards, a signed Michael Jordan rookie. And look, this isn't just some sales pitch, it's a declaration. It's them telling us right from the get-go, hey, we're dealing with the real deal, top-tier, legendary stuff here. Okay, so let's really start with that crown jewel. Because this one single card, it's not just about representing a legendary player. No, it pretty much encapsulates the entire philosophy of this whole business. And get this isn't just any old signed Jordan rookie. Nope, the site lays out its history so carefully. One single owner since 1990, Jordan himself signed it in 92, and then it was locked away in a bank vault in 94. In the world of high-end collectibles, that clear history, what we call provenance, it's everything. It's literally the difference between just an item and a true artifact. And this really gets to the core of the whole fat hat philosophy. See, they argue that the real value, it's not just about the player. It's about those iconic moments that build the legend. I mean, think about Jordan's 1985 Jumpman dunk, right? That wasn't just a dunk. It became a global logo. That's the kind of thing that makes memorabilia just skyrocket in value for years and years to come. Now, of course, it's not just about Michael Jordan. The collection really opens up into this hall of legends with other titans of sports. And the best part? With every single one, we get another dose of the site's super unique, super opinionated voice. So, next up in the hall, Shaquille O'Neal, another absolute giant from the 90s. And here we've got an autographed rookie card from his explosive days with the Orlando Magic. And this is just a perfect example of the site's character. It's not some boring, sterile product description. You get this quirky, personal, totally opinionated commentary. It honestly feels like you're just talking to another fan, one who has a strong take on absolutely everything, from Shaq's rap career to, of course, his undeniable dominance on the court. The collection also crosses over into other sports, which brings us to one of the biggest names on the entire planet, Lionel Messi. And check this out, a signed jersey from his time with Inter Miami. Okay, the story behind this one is just unbelievable. The site actually points to a video of Messi just casually signing a fan's jersey while he stopped at a red light. I mean, it wasn't a planned event or anything. It was just this spontaneous human moment that, adds this whole other layer of magic to the collectible. And here's where the site makes a really fascinating argument. They're basically saying that Messi's value as a collectible is actually boosted by his humble, down-to-earth personality. They frame that red light autograph not as just some random thing, but as a perfect example of what they call collector's luck, a special moment that only happened because of the kind of person he is. But hey, this collection isn't just about celebrating legends from the past. The site is definitely looking toward the future. And as you're about to see, it has some, well, let's just say some very strong and very protective opinions about the next generation of superstars. And that brings us to the NBA's hottest new collectible, Victor Wembanyama. Right away, the tone here gets fiercely protective. You can tell there's some real concern about the rough-and-tumble physicality he's facing in the league. So the site draws this really sharp contrast with the past. Look, they admit that rough play was part of the 90s. I mean, Michael Jordan put up with it for years. But the argument they're making is that today's game has just crossed a line. They call it a mix of basketball, UFC, and WWE. It's really a passionate plea for the league to step up and protect its next huge star. And this unique voice just keeps on going, this time with a comment on NFL rookie Emeka Egbuka. This quote, it's almost like poetry, right? It's weird, it's memorable, and it's something you would never find on any other collectible site. It's just another perfect example of the personality that drives this whole brand. So, as you can see, this unique voice, this distinct personality, it's not just for the commentary. It is the actual foundation of the entire Fat Hat brand. And believe me, it's about so much more than just buying and selling cards. Yeah, the name, Fat Hat, it's literal. The whole brand started with these one-of-a-kind, oversized hats. Now it's grown to include custom art, like stuff celebrating Wemby. But honestly, the real heart of the brand might be its charity. Fat Hats for Kids. This program delivers hats and, more importantly, smiles to kids in the hospital. It just adds this powerful sense of purpose that goes so far beyond just collecting stuff. And on top of the products and the charity work, the site is also trying to be something else, a central hub, a go-to resource for the entire collecting community. The goal here is pretty clear. They want to create a complete ecosystem for collectors. They're laying out a whole roadmap. First, you learn an item's value using what they call the Price Guide Bible. Then, you can jump into their live auctions to bid or sell. You can tune into their podcast to stay in the loop, and even connect with people face-to-face at national shows. See, they're not just selling to the hobby. They're really trying to be the guide for the hobby. So when you take all these pieces, the incredible items, the passionate opinions, the community work, and all the collector resources, and you put them all together, it really crystallizes into one single, very clear philosophy. And really, it all boils down to this promise they make. First, authenticity. It's guaranteed. They only sell stuff that's actually signed. Then there's security. This isn't some automated system. You get personal service on every single order. They've also got flexibility, which means you can reserve something even without a credit card. And finally, investment. That's the core idea here, right? That these unique items are handpicked because they're set to grow in value over time. All of this leaves us with a final and I think pretty important question. In a market that's so often driven by data and just pure dollar signs, you have this business that's built on opinion, on storytelling, and on genuine passion. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In today's world of collecting, could that personal passion actually be the most valuable asset of all?